Welcome to Cooperville.
Yes. It feels so good to be back. Welcome to Cooperville Live. Hello, everybody. Happy Wednesday. It is Wednesday, right? Yeah? Yeah? Fantastic. Sorry, I was sharing the stream. Sharing is, I think, Joe thinks it's Wednesday. We're going to go with it. I like it. You like it. We all like it. It's good. Hello. Halfway there, halfway through the week. Joe, you got to be digging this weather, man. This got to be wheelhouse for you. 69 and sunshine. Woo! I like it. If this weather had a Facebook page, I'd like it. It's not bad. And the sun, like if you hang out in the sun long enough, you're still like, huh. I like it. The AC and the fans are off. Electric bill until like 50 days from now. That's how they get you. Get you that little break. That little break between like the first day of fall and winter. You're like, all right, crank your AC all summer long. A little reprieve for you. And then we're going to jack you back up. That's just Wisconsin, then. Midwest, I should say. It's a Midwest thing, if you know what I'm saying. Let's check this out. Cooperville Clothing, all the cool stuff, all the threads you need, fashion statements galore. This is the kind of stuff you want to start planning as you look into that fall season and family get-togethers, whether it's watching football or whether it's having dinner, bonfires. You want to make a statement. Make a statement with Cooperville Clothing. The Legend line is out. That hoodie is just, but I kind of gotta lie. I can't lie. I kind of like the light gray. That is there. Meat Eater, GFY. I think we're gonna do the bearded for her pleasure. I think we're gonna do these. I think we're gonna grab some hoodies in this. I feel like that's a statement that needs to be made in all types of weather. Plus, it is hoodie theft season. It's hoodie theft season. Fellas, you know what I'm talking about. Hoodie theft season is the time of year when all of a sudden you're like, where'd my favorite hoodie go? And it's gone. Like you don't know. Because them ladies love the hoodies. They like your hoodies better, though. So stock up. CoopervilleClothing.com. Also, fall means things are getting dry out, which means your face hair is getting dried out, which means you need to hydrate and condition, which means you need Captain Coops. You need the beard oil. You need the beard balm. If you are a strong beardo, like you're really pushing some game in the face hair realm, the butter is for you. A little more stout, if you will. So check that all out at CaptainCoops.com. We got a sale coming up here in a couple weeks, so stay tuned for that. Bookmark the page, CaptainCoops.com. So there's that. We started our new kind of schedule this week, so we were on Monday. Big thanks to Bill Michaels for being on the show. That was great. The big unit before the Packer game. And I think after actually watching the game, all of the things that he said would make him feel better about this team kind of happened. Now, they did only really happen in the second half, but they happened nonetheless. Perhaps that's the secret. Perhaps I need to text Bill Michaels and say, you need to be on the show before every game, and they will put on a stellar performance. Second half. But a win is a win, so we'll take that. So thanks to Bill Michaels for being on Monday. Tuesday, we're taking Tuesdays off now on the show. We'll be back on Wednesday. We'll kind of jabber-jaw a little bit. We'll talk some smack. And tomorrow on the show, Wisconsin gubernatorial candidate Jonathan Wickman rejoins the program. He was on months and months ago, and, the things are heating up. Things are heating up. We've got midterm elections coming up next year. A lot of question marks out there in the state of Wisconsin, and hopefully Jonathan will have the answers to them tomorrow on this very program. I'm excited to have him back on. Hopefully, if you have questions, by the way, that's one thing that we want to really start pushing on here. If you're watching the show, Joe, I know you're great at this, and I have to be better at actually looking down. You can see the comments here, but they're really small on my screen, so I have to look all the way over here, and sometimes I forget. So come with questions if you have some about really anything for any of our guests, but obviously first and foremost for Jonathan Wickman. Get your questions ready and join in the comments tomorrow on the show. Why do I have a highlighter? This is not my jam. Things almost got out of control there. Didn't have my Sharpie to beat things with. Get angsty when that happens. So yeah, come with questions. Come prepared. I'll try to come prepared. You come prepared, and we can all make a thing of it. Cool. I like it. I was going through some of the crazier stories that we have circulating the globe. These strange times, man. Real strange times. This Gabby Petito thing is just wild. It's captivating the nation. The search for the boyfriend or the fiance continues. It's wild. It's like the stuff that Netflix series are made out of, like the disappearance of Gabby Petito. It really is. And that's why I think the world is so captivated by it. And it's a fucking tragedy, first and foremost. I mean, I think because of the fact that it feels Netflixy, because it's like, vanished, the boyfriend leaves, and she disappears, and 3 days later the body's found, and now they're looking for him. Like, it feels like it's scripted. It's not. You got to put that back into perspective. Is like, her family is like dealing with this in real life. Can you imagine? No, you can't. No. But it's played out. It's just playing out like this freaking drama series. You know, it's like Criminal Minds. That's like, well, it's like Nick and I's go-to show when it's like, oh, I go to bed and, throw on Criminal Minds, and I get all wrapped up in it and I don't fall asleep. Shouldn't do it, but you're like, what? No. They raided his parents' home, and now his parents' home is a crime scene. Now they're in the woods. Now they got the dive teams are out. They found some weird memorial next to the body. What does it mean? You got witnesses are coming forward like, oh yeah, we saw like some dude, like, and it wasn't that dude. So there's all these twists and turns, and it just captivates the entire country. And I don't read into any of the stories. Like, I'm like, I'll read the headline. I don't buy into the clickbait, but I'm like, wow, like, this is wild. Every day, sometimes multiple times a day, there's a new development in this story. And you're like, it's hard to put it to conceptualize it as like, this is really happening. And the Petitos are real human beings that just lost their daughter in this just tragic story. And then you have the other side. Like, imagine being dude's parents. Like, how do you respond to that? Like, somebody posted the question, and I can't remember exactly how they phrased it, but like, if you are, was it Brian Laundrie? If you're his parents, like, how do you handle that situation? I mean, your heart of heart, you're going, well, obviously you say, son, what? And then you turn him over to the police and you go, well, he's dealing with this shit. But in like legit real life, I was trying to put myself into that frame of mind. Like, my son comes home and he's like, well, some shit happened. And you're like, because there's other stories that come out. You never know what's real. Well, all of a sudden, right after he returned home, the family went on some strange, unplanned camping trip. Like, well, what do you do if that's your kid? Legit. I couldn't come up with an answer. Like, as a parent, you're like, I protect the child. Yeah. Oh, hi, Mom. Yeah, people are hurting on all sides. But that's the thing. If I had to come home and been like, remember that crazy girl I was dating in Neilsville? Whoops. Like, how do you handle that? Do you, like, hide me somewhere? Or do you, hey, talk to Sheriff Cooter down at the old Neilsville police station? It's a tough role, man. That's a tough role as a parent. But it's a captivating story. And it feels like, what would you do if she turned up missing? I'm kidding. Knowing her, and Mom, you know what I'm talking about, like, she would have planned that whole thing herself. Like, just, but that's neither here nor there. But like, the media really has gotten the algorithm figured out. Maybe that's a good way to put it. Because this is a legit captivating story, but it's playing out just like you would watch like a Netflix series. Like, you're like, whoo. Like, usually there's not weird twists and turns. It's usually pretty in a non-scripted television series, documentary show. They put those twists and turns in there, so you're like, oh my God, like, I didn't see that coming. Like, I'm riveted. I need to keep watching. That's what the point of the series is to keep you watching and to keep you interested and keep your hours clocked on your Netflix account or Hulu or whatever. That's the point. With this real life situation, you don't expect to be twisting and turning throughout the course of the story. You're like, okay, here's how I think this would end, and then the boyfriend turns up and he's in jail. Not the weird, crazy twists and turns and the police video now, and it's wild. It is wild and crazy. And yes, a lot of hurt, and I think that probably because of the twistiness of it, that might get lost a little bit. You're like, oh my God, this is just fascinating. Oh yeah. Like somebody is actually having to deal with this. It's just wild, but it's like every headline. It's like every single headline. Now there's lawyers threatening to sue other lawyers. The Petito family lawyer is threatening to sue Brian's attorney. It's like, wow. Like you're expecting to hear like the Law and Order dun dun, because it's just that crazy of a story. It's all the headlines. I'm like, oh, there was another story I was going to grab from here, but it's like, craziness. But y'all following that? I mean, it's tough not to follow. We don't watch the news. I shouldn't say that. We now have access to watching the news because we bought into a live TV package to watch football. But we don't watch the news. It's legit all we use it for. We have 50 channels on Fubu, Flawboo. I don't know. But that's all we use it for. Well, that's all I use it for. It's watching football. So we don't watch the news, but even some of the non-news sites that I follow on social media are, this is being covered by everybody. It's wild stuff. We'll get into some fun stories. Hear about this guy in Chicago. A frustrated Chicago man reached his limit with a speed bump behind his home and took matters in his own hands and removed it with a pickaxe and a hammer, according to reports. If I had a speed bump on the back of my house, it's coming out. No lies. It's coming out. Nicholas Benitez told the Chicago Tribune Tuesday he had complained before using the pickaxe to tear out the speed bump outside of his garage in an alley behind his home. The protruding piece of asphalt had reportedly damaged his cars and trapped ice and snow during the frigid winters at Chicago. Dude got a $500 ticket for his admitted act of unplanned vigilantism, the fine for destroying city property that he says he's prepared to fight in court. I would do the same thing. I would do the same. Let's see if we can pull this up. See if this will come up. Look at that. That dude took that thing apart. By hand. Pickaxe? Dude, that's legit. That dude is not messing around. You're a strong fellow. $500 fine. Hey. Enjoy that. This is pretty crazy. Have you seen this video yet? There was it's happened in Colorado. And I was just out west and was really hoping to see a bunch of moose, but we didn't. But an elk, I should say. This is an elk. Aggressive elk attacks a woman in Colorado while a bunch of dudes run away in fear. Can we play this? I think we can play this. Let's see if we can find it here. I don't want to watch the ad. Here we go. Let's try this. Dude.
Got him.
Dude.
Got him.
Look at all the guys running away.
Oh my gosh. Somebody help.
Like, none of these dudes, this is Colorado. None of these dudes came to help. Like, distract the elk, bro. That dude's got his hands in his pockets just watching. That chick just got hammered. Let's watch that again. I don't want to watch it on Instagram. Come on, whatever. Look at it. Look at it. That dude runs. That dude's running. That dude's running. That guy back there is taking pictures. Taking pictures with his camera. And then Jackwagon here in the hoodie is like, The elk has that lady pinned to the ground. And none of those dudes did a thing. Come on, man.
He got him. Oh, my gosh.
Man.
Oh, my gosh.
I have this, like, preconceived notion of maybe Colorado is a bad example. Because, I mean, they made more granola and less, like, badassery. Like, if that shit happens in Wyoming, those dudes are tackling that elk. They'll be coming in swinging. They'll busting out knives. Like legit, they will come and save that woman from being attacked by an elk. These dudes in their Patagonia vests. No. I have not reached my carb intake for the day. I do not have the energy to take on this elk. I feel like even I, in a situation like that, would do something. Like, grab a fucking rock and throw it at the elk's ass, because it will turn around. And perhaps while he's turned around, one of you other fine gentlemen can help that lady off the ground after she was just pinned to it by an elk. Where you at, Colorado? Where you at? Disappointed in you. Disappointed in you. But I feel like Joe, I know you would have done something. Joe would have been up there wrestling that son of a bitch. It's like, well, you know? Like, what's the fear? Are you afraid of getting hurt? This woman is being attacked. Are you afraid of getting hurt yourself? Are you afraid that if you attack said elk or to try to distract it or cause some sort of injury during the saving process, that PETA will come down upon you with such anger and furious social online venom that you will not be able to show your face in a Starbucks the next day? What's the issue? Unimpressed. This is my new Patagonia hoodie. I can't be wearing this and attacking an animal. Unimpressed. Wyoming. That shit happens there. We're good. All good. Anyway. Just it boggled my mind. Just being in that situation and being like, how is nobody helping this lady? Not cool, bros. Not cool. Speaking of animals, a resident in Boca Raton, Florida, was walking her dog around our neighborhood when it was snatched up by and almost killed by a 6-foot alligator. The 74-year-old woman said she was walking when it happened, and she had just taken the golden retriever mix Nula off the leash so he could go play fetch. She remembers throwing the ball in the water like she normally does. He said the dog was waiting in the water by the shoreline when she first spotted the alligator's head pop up. Imagine that. The dark figure popped up beside the dog. Within seconds of noticing it, the gator lunged from its spot and grabbed the golden retriever in its mouth. The woman, here's a good compare and contrast to those assholes in Colorado. The woman said at this point she didn't think. She just jumped into the water with her dog and started fighting the alligator to make it let go. Do you see? 74-year-old woman from Florida fighting off an alligator to save her dog. Bunch of dudes in Colorado witnessing a woman being attacked by an elk. And they just stood there. She was eventually able to get the gator to let go of her pet, but it was bitten on the hand during the process, causing a large puncture wound in her palm. After getting her and herself dog out of the lake, she immediately went to the hospital because a friend urged her to go get her injury checked out. By the way, the dog and the woman still okay. Do you see? Two stories back to back where you go, wait, 7 people, not just dudes. I'm not being like it's a male-female thing, but a bunch of people in Colorado watching a woman get attacked by an elk, like horned to the ground multiple times, and they just stood around. This lady, 74 years old, walking her dog. Dog gets attacked by an alligator. She jumps in, fights the alligator, gets her dog out. The dog is healthy. She's good. Who do you want on your team? When the Great War happens, I'm going with Susan. Susan Marciano, 74 years old, Boca Raton, Florida. She's on my team. All you granola-eating hipsters out in Colorado, you're on your own. We survived the altitude. But the wildlife is dangerous. I think our gold medal winner of the day is that gal right there. Badu. Stark contrast and courage. Bravery. Willingness to sacrifice yourself for another living creature. God, Colorado dudes, you're bothering me now. And not all. I'm sure there's rugged dudes in Colorado. They live in the mountains, man. They live off the land. They fight elk for fun on Tuesdays. These guys, these particular fellas in the video, where are you at? Dude, if I know one of those guys, like if I live in Colorado and I'm like, oh, yeah, I recognize that Patagonia hoodie. That must be my friend Richie. I'm calling that son of a bitch out. Like, where are you at, bro? The guy with his hands in his pockets like, The guy behind her with a camera. Hey, can you move your hand a little bit? I got to get the shot. It is Patagonia, right? That's the really expensive fucking, yeah. Outdoors wear, man. I'm outdoorsy. I wear Patagonia. There's an elk. Woo! I'm scared. I can't even with you people. Can't even. Susan, I would buy you a beer. I bet you drink. She probably drinks like IPAs, like 7-7 stuff, man. She's not messing around. She tough. I went to the hospital because my friend said I should go get it looked at. Okay, her hand's probably hanging off. Like, it's fine. Rub some dirt on it. How's the dog? Dog's good. Fuck that alligator. That's my kind of gal. I like her. I wasn't thinking, she said. I did the only thing I could do. came down on the alligator with all my weight. Jumped on an alligator. That gal. Kudos to you. Kudos to you. Revocation of man cards for all those dudes in the video from Colorado. For real. What else is there anything else worth? I mean, those are. It's tough to beat that story. 70-year-old woman jumps on a 6-foot alligator to save her dog. I want you to see this one more time. I want you to see this one more time, and I want you to put yourself in the sitch. Oh, they even have a close-up here. They got a close-up of the dude with the camera. Dude with a camera. We zoom in on that? Dude with a camera. The fuck, dude? Where did the video go? Is this the video? Where did it go? All right. Can't bring it back up. Whatever. Anyway. I'm in marketing. I run social media pages. I get wanting to have that shot, wanting to capture that picture. But if somebody, man, woman, child, dog, whatever, is being attacked, I'm going to do what I can. I'm not sure I'm as brave as 74-year-old Susan jumping on an alligator, but I'm going to figure something out. I'm just irked about the whole thing. Like, come on, fellas. Man. Anyway. You just got to let it go, I guess. You just got to let it go. But realize, if you're ever put in that situation, do something. Just do something. All right, that will do it for the show today. Thank you for tuning in. Mom, I hope you are well. Let's get on a chat soon. Yeah. 45 million things going on, but we'll make time. We'll make it happen. Jonathan Wickman, Wisconsin gubernatorial candidate, joins the show tomorrow at 5:10 p.m. Central. Come with your questions. Ask away. He is more than willing to answer, and we will have him ready to roll tomorrow on the show. So, peace, as we always say. Love, harmony, and if you see somebody being attacked by an animal, fucking do something about it. Take away your fancy vest. But it's a $90 vest. It's a vest! Asshole. Follow us on the socials. You know all the stuff. All the things we got going on. Y'all have a great night. We'll see you tomorrow.